Friends, today we have with us Ajay Gupta, All India Rank 452 in the UPSC Civils 2025. Ajay Gupta is from a small backward village called Sambalpuri in Chhattisgarh. His parents are very small farmers, and after finishing engineering, Ajay Gupta went on to work with an NGO called Pradhan, and he worked in Bastar, the Naxal affected area of Chhattisgarh. He worked in tribal areas. There, he has closely worked in the development of agriculture in tribal areas. He worked with SHGs, women SHGs of tribal areas. For that fact, recently, as he got a very good rank in civils, he went to Bastar to celebrate first. After that, he went to his family in Sambalpur village. And I'll show how they celebrated success, how the 10 village people of more than 1,000 tribal people celebrated the success of Ajay Gupta. Now coming back, Ajay Gupta, almost from last 4 years, he went thrice to UPSC interview. He missed by a very narrow margin. Finally, he got success. And I have seen him very closely in last 3 years. He was with me in Vijayawada for last 3 years. He has certain health issues because of extreme effort he has put while working in Bastar area. And we will discuss how he overcome all these challenges and how, without any kind of support, he was able to get a top rank in civils examination. Also, for the UPSC aspirants, in this interview, we will definitely discuss the strategy for his optional agriculture, general studies, Prelims strategy, CSAT, essay writing, interview strategy. So we will discuss all these things in the interview. Along with that, we'll also find out the challenges he faced, how he overcame all of them. So Ajay, congrats once again.
Thank you so much, sir.
Tell me, Ajay, if you have to tell me the main reason behind your success at civil service examination. Of course, in the last few years you worked very hard. There are many dimensions to it. But if you have to say one point at which you thought that you will drop it, you will give up, but then again you fought back. So can you explain any such instance?
Sir, it's difficult to tell one instance. Basically, when we go through such kind of journey, sir, it becomes sometimes very difficult. Like, I'll be very honest, it was not like the always you become motivated. And I also got a lot of time demotivation, thought of giving up this attempt. But one thing is that you build certain people around you which who are looking at you from outside, and they somehow have more trust than you are having about yourself. I'll definitely mention about you also, like you were there since 2023 onwards. So one of the reason I wanted to give up after 2022, I failed by 5 marks that interview. I wanted to rejoin the NGO and give up this preparation. And that time I remember you, I exactly remember where I was in front of my home, and I was just walking, and because we don't have proper internet connectivity now, and this, the phone connectivity is not properly there. So I was talking outside, and I got your call that time. And I shared, sir, I could not clear, I missed by 5 marks and I want to go back to NGO as it was my plan. But I remember that day you said you have that you are very narrow, very close to the final list, and you should try once again. And I think you are confident, and then you invited me to come to Vijayawada and to support my preparation and to look carefully. So basically that time, I found there is someone who is trusting. At the same time, it's not about someone is trusting you with words, but also providing that ecosystem, that support. I think that is more important, sir. Let's be very practical here. If you just said, no, you should do it, you have the potential. For short term, yes, I may got have motivation and got confidence, but that support if I had not got, because I don't have any money. I exhausted all savings I had, and then the family wise also we were not that much financially stable to sustain my preparation, so it was not possible for me to continue. So that kind of support when you get, na sir, that is the point when I think we get that energy back, and we can sustain our preparation. So to be honest, to tell about the students that when you are belonging from the not so much rich or the privileged section, you need to have people who can support you. And I think if you are putting effort with the right intention, there are people like you and the others who come up and support us, sir. So that is the thing, I think, which motivated me to sustain my preparation.
Ajay, as you said, at your home in the village, you don't have a proper connection, mobile connection also. So from such a village, today we have become civil servant. Okay. Generally, once we become an officer, a civil servant, once we become, generally we tend to associate ourselves with success only. We will be forgetting all the failures. But you have to look back and tell what are the reasons for the failure. What would you say?
I think that is a better question than telling about the success, sir. I mean, the reason why I failed, the number one reason was, sir, I was preparing. There was no problem with respect to the hard work, sir. As I come from such background, the hard work was inherent in me, and I was studying for 10 hours, 12 hours also sometimes, not always, but 10 hours I used to study, and I feel that is the fair enough to clear this exam. So I used to think like that the more you work hard, that is proportional to, you will get the success. That means success is proportional to the hard work. That was my philosophy of the life. But one thing I understood later on is that only hard work doesn't work, sir. If that hard work, whatever hours we are spending, is not directed towards the right strategy as per the requirement of the exam, no matter how much hours you are putting, it may not give you that result which you are looking at. So one reason why I failed was, despite that much hour I was putting, it was not directed strategically towards the demand of the exam, sir. So why I was not able to orient that preparation towards the strategy is that I was lacking that. I was getting guidance. I won't say that I was not getting, but that micro level guidance where somebody can tell you like what you should not do. That much I think I was lacking. That was the one issue, sir. Lack of mentorship and the strategic preparation than the putting hard work. I think that was the reason. Second is that my English was not that good, sir. I come from the regional Hindi medium background from my childhood to class 12th. So my English was not that good in terms of writing. As we know, the mains is the deciding factor. So I was not able to put my arguments and the points in a crisp manner in 2 line, 3 line. I used to explain a lot, 3-4 line, and sometimes that was not making sense also. So that was also the problem. My answer writing was not good. My English was not that good. So I had to work on it. I think these are the 2 major reasons where I failed, sir, in my preparation.
Did you ever think that you could not revise properly, or you could not select the right sources, or you did not practice more exams? Any of these things can you remember from the past?
Sir, overall my resources were not that, that was not an issue. Thankfully, I did not rush towards the so many resources. I stick to the resources. Still, I have that 4th edition of Lakshmikant. I didn't purchase the 5th edition, 6th edition. That was not my strategy. So, resource-wise, I think I didn't had any problem. Initially, I could not prepare the notes. That was the problem. But later on, subsequent attempt, I could prepare the notes. But initially, I was lacking the notes preparation. Second, about the test, sir, I think I lacked test. In the prelims, I was writing enough tests, but the mains, I was lacking to write the test. I was taking granted certain subjects, sir. Number 1, ethics. I took in initial 2 attempts of my mains, I took it granted, thinking that I worked in the tribal region, I worked in the ground level NGO. So I have inherently that ethics. That was the, I think, big mistake I made. I think in the UPSC preparation, you can't take things for granted, no matter how much expert you are. And that mistake I think I made. I took things for granted. I became overconfident on that subject and I got 88, 89 marks in the 2 attempts, sir. So that made me realize that the enough focus I didn't give to the subject which I should have. So that was the lacuna in the answer writing, sir. Every subject deserves the proper attention, sir. If we ignore any subject, UPSC will definitely tell us go to the basics and prepare well.
And then, as you both have seen, you have got a severe backache for almost a very long time, right? It is because when you worked in Bastar, you used to go on the bike for several kilometers every day, and forest area, hilly area, forest area. Because that you got the backache. And I could see you sometimes, you could not even sit for more than an hour. Now you are healthy, you are perfectly fine, I know that. But 23, 24, 2024, you have this backache. At the time, you used to tell me sometimes that, sir, I could not sit for 1 hour, I don't know how to take the examination. So, such critical time, at the time also, why you still thought that UPSC is the aim, I have to achieve it at any cost? How you got that motivation? In spite of the financial stress, health problems, your parents are waiting for you from a long time. So, you have a better job. Pradhan is already calling you back. You can always go back to Pradhan. So, having all these things, what is the thing that actually kept you going?
Sir, you mentioned about that back pain. Actually, I got that in 2021. And to be honest, it was very difficult, sir. I mean, I could not sit for more than half an hour regularly that time. I used to use that LS belt to sit. I remember I used to go to the library. I used to see other students studying for long hours, but I'm not able to sit there. I used to stand and study. Sometimes I used to keep over the table another small study table. Above that, I used to keep the book. I used to write there. That was very difficult, sir. I used to question why it is happening with me. Why everyone is able to do, I am not able to do. I used to question a lot, sir. And to be honest, I was preparing that time from the Bilaspur. Once I left the Bilaspur and went back my home because it was not curing at all, sir. Pain was so heavy at that time that because that is the neuron which is linked to the brain, right? So it pains so much that my mind used to pain so hard, so I had to lay down. That was the level of pain. And when you have to write the mains also, 3 hours you have to write. So just before going into the exam hall, I used to do back exercise. I used to use LS belt. I used to take that spray, Volini spray, and use some oil also, which was given by some doctors. So then I used to sit for 3 hours, and in between that 12 to 2 also some issue was hours were there. Now that time also before the going into it, I had to do that. I remember one time I didn't go. In between the exam, I had to go to the corridor. There I slept again and did my exercise. That also was the situation. So it was really terrible, sir. And to be really honest, see now I got that rank now, so I'm not able to recall. But when you ask, I can imagine those. Instances when every time I used to think like why it is happening with me, should I do this or not, will I be able to do this or not? I have thought so many times. Thankfully I had some friends, sir, who had done helped me a lot in those time in my preparation. So somehow I do what kept me going was that sir, for me and for my family, for my village, for my community also, from the community I belong, I'm the first person to clear this exam, sir. Not only from my village, from my district, from my state and the whole country, my community, I'm the first one. So it is not just a job, sir. I mean, it's not, I was getting enough salary and those all things after I graduated from NIT. It is getting into the services like UPSC, through UPSC is not just a job. It's you can say it's a hope for so many people, so many young or the future students from the community I belong or from the region I belong, from Chhattisgarh, Raigad, or village or Sambalpuri. It's an inspiration. I mean, we don't have role models, sir. I mean, we don't have role models which have seen that, okay, somebody has cleared the UPSC and become like this. So we don't dare to dream, sir. To be really honest, I didn't had this dream till I went to NIT. NIT, I got the exposure. My fellow seniors used to clear the exam, so I got that confidence. But in my area, it's not usual, sir. You dream because you have seen things, right? It seems practical, but that's not the thing. So it's not just like the a job, it's a means to give the confidence to so many young people who out there who can at least dare to dream. I'm not saying they will clear or not, that's a different matter, but they have the right to dream, sir. And when I went to some schools, government school, one student came, he's told like I want to become exactly like you. I mean, that is something, if I can become an example, I think that is not enough, but worth it, sir. And second inspiration was, I had some promise in the Bastar, to Didis, like I will become something IAS and come back to here work. So that promise kept me going, and for 5 years I waited. And that's why when I was in Hyderabad during result, before going to the home, as you mentioned also, I went to Bastar because that promise was there, like I will clear this exam and then only I'll come to Bastar. For 5 years they kept calling me, come bhaiya, come, for every event they used to call, but I didn't go. I waited for 5 years, sir. But with God grace, I got this time. So first thought, what came in my mind is that I'll go and meet those women who waited so long and share this success with them, enjoy that, and we enjoyed a lot that day. So those all pain today doesn't feel that. I mean, now I'm perfectly fine. I overcome those all things. But that time, yes, it was difficult. But those big things kept me going. At the same time, there's small people around me, like Nicholas is one who kept me helping in my journey. Always there, like a big brother. So such people kept me going, sir.
And you said did this. You said did this. That's what we call, no, in Bastar, the SHG ladies, we call did this, right? And you never aimed to clear UPSC examination till graduation. You went to Pradhan. While working in Pradhan for almost like 3 to 4 years with the tribal family SHGs, at that time, what changed in your life? Why you thought of getting into civil services while working in Pradhan? Before that, you never had the aim also, right?
Sir, I didn't had the aim, but my father, my surrounding people had this कि ये इसको IAS बनना चाहिए वाला. Because what happens is that whenever you do good in the schools, so they attach you this dream with you, whether you are having or not, but they will attach like इसको collector बनेगा वाला, collector. They don't know IAS and this thing, collector. So Ajju collector बनेगा ऐसा. My nickname is Ajay. So they started putting that, but I didn't have that confidence. I told you, I didn't have that dare to become like that. But going into NIT gave me that confidence, but still. My family situation, financial situation was not that good, so I dropped that because I know that I knew that point of time like it can take so much time, so I didn't have that luxury. So I decided I wanted to work for the community. Definitely, that was one of the things. It was there because I got a lot of help, scholarships, and these all things. So I wanted to give it back. That was there. So I decided to go to the NGO. Thankfully, I went to the Pradhan. I got Bastar, and Bastar decision was not easy because we have this perception of left-wing extremism there. The extremist, the things are there. So everyone decline, don't go there. And you have good CGPA 9.3, you can do the masters and these all things, job and those all things. Don't go Bastar. But I decided, if destiny is taking me, let's go there. There actually. I engaged so much. There also I didn't get initially the dream because I was satisfied with my salary, whatever I was getting. At the same time as I was able to serve the people, I was getting a lot of joy with working with the people directly. I was staying with them, sir. I stayed in the villages like Budgi Bhata in a small one room. We were five member family. I became a part of their family. And it was like the stone roof is there, and mud house. And I mean, I can share, viewers can see the images also, those things, like the how we stayed there. It is to learn the culture, the food, and the everything. So, one incident I'll share with you. I used to consider them. Now, when you go to such tribal areas, such poor family, what you have is that sympathy, right? कि उनके पास तो पैसा नहीं है, गरीब हैं, हम कुछ 1000 रुपए ऐसा कुछ दे देते हैं. We are earning decently, right? So their yearly income won't be around more than 20,000-30,000, sir. They are laborers only, and productivity is also very less. One incident, what happened is that one day I visited with them to a bank nearby. Town is there, not town, but a block is there. This that taluka we say, no, taluka or mandal we say. So there one Grameen bank is there. So they went to withdraw money from Manrega, where they worked. Now I decided to go with them so that experience the journey from their village to that mandal is around 10 kilometers. So there is lack of transportation facilities there. So there are commanders are there, jeep. In that jeep, I said along with me more than 12 people will be sitting, and there will be sitting on the roof of that jeep also around 5-6 people. So like that it is packed because very limited availability is there. So we went there with them to experience that. So we did the withdrawal and all the things. So what happened is that some of my colleague came. So they said, come with us, we'll show you some of our work in the villages. So I decided to go with them, and they said after that we will drop you to the village where I was staying. So I told that दीदी मैं इनके साथ जा रहा हूँ, वहीं से मैं वापस आ जाऊँगा. Then Didi went to the Dada. I'm standing, I was just about to leave the bank. We were inside the bank. Didi went to Dada and told something. Dada stopped me. रुक जाओ, he said. He came to me. He took 40 rupees, sir, and gave it to me. कुछ खा लेना रास्ते में. I mean, you won't believe, sir. I mean, that time I was earning, more than 40,000. And that tribal person who is not even earning yearly 40,000 is taking 40 rupees, giving me, so that while that journey I can spend to eat something, or if I need something. Like I remember my father when I was child, like the 10th class, 9th class, they used to give some pocket money. Now, whenever you go out somewhere, like they will give you 20 rupees, 50 rupees like that, so that you eat something if you need. I mean, how they are treating me like their own child, own son, that 40 rupees. I mean, that day I realized like how rich they are, sir. These are not, I don't know it is in the context of this or not, but that actually melted my heart. Like the tribals, I had this idea like they will be very aggressive and these all things. See the generosity they are having. They don't have much, but they are able to give it. So like that, so many incidents happen. So I was getting a lot of satisfaction. And one incident happened is that I got an opportunity to stay with one district collector, Rajat Bansal Sir, IAS officer, in a village. So I had we had a good rapport with the tribals. We used to speak their language, Halbi language also. So sir decided to stay. District collector is staying in Naxal affected village called Matarkunta. So I had to accompany him. So we arranged there, me and collector sir stayed there. Recently I met in Raipur to sir. He is now secretary there in the in the Mantralaya. So we were discussing that only. He introduced me to other officers also. Like I stayed with him in we stayed together in the tribal village in 2021. And exactly on March, that year only, that time only we stayed together. So that actually inspired me. One very thing I think the aspirants can understand. So to sanction one project on the irrigation or something, it used to take me 2 to 3 months, sir. And when this district collector got influenced with that project, it used to take one call to get the sanction. I mean, within one day it will get sanction. So that there I understood that there is something with this authority. If we can use this authority in a right manner, in a positive sense, we can bring the change which we intend to. We have the intention, we have this innovation ideas. We can bring this change in short time, sir. Which is taking me 3 months, it can be done in one day. this sanction thing. So why not to become an IAS officer and do that same thing? Why not at least try it? So that was the point where I decided like okay, I should give a try. And then I had this relationship with this IAS officer. So I discussed with them, and they also said like, you have the age, you can go for it. So it was not like the emotional decision, but I got this confidence like I can bring a change, and I saw an opportunity that civil services can provide it. So I decided to go for this.
So see, several youth like you may think that among all the options available to them, there are some options which can really, help them in serving society, serving the nation. So out of all the options, you chose civil services. And one reason you told just now is that when you were working in tribal area, you clearly saw how a civil service officer can really impact the lives. Easily within just a signature, decision, how you can impact. Do you really still believe that civils is the best among all the options to serve the nation, to serve society? Do you really think so?
Sir, we can serve the society in many ways, and I think I won't say that the civil services gives you the best. I mean, it can serve in the best manner, but I think it gives you that resource, that authority, that credibility, which help us to bring that change or serve the society in a scale, at the same time the pace. I know, sir, people working in the civil society organizations, even in the other sectors, they are working in a best possible way to bring very effective change at the grassroots level. So, but I think civil services is more structured, as well as this I said like these resources, these things are more readily available to do that. So in that way, the kind of scale it provides to work in all India level, I don't think the other services will be able to provide. With my best knowledge, I'm saying there might be the possible like their other services are available, but for the young people like me, if the civil services is providing that scope, that much authority to innovate, to use the resources effective way, so I think it is worth to prepare for this exam and get into the services and serve the nation with those opportunities which are being provided.
And then, as you have cleared the examination now, people around you want to know your strategy, preparation strategy, very common. So let us first start with optional. You have taken agriculture optional, which has become now very rare. Maybe 30 years ago, 20 years ago, agriculture was a very famous optional. But slowly, people have left it. Now, no aspirant is thinking to take up agriculture. That too, you are engineering graduate. You are not a BS agriculture graduate. So, almost impossible to think that you have taken agriculture optional. That too, an optional which is not very high scoring, at least in the last 20 years. So, tell me how you are able to really pull it off, get such very good scores consistently in agriculture optional. Please explain your preparation strategy and why you have taken the optional.
Sir, to start with why I took this optional, as you mentioned also, my parents are from agriculture. I have participated in the agriculture activities from ploughing to plugging the tomatoes. These all things I have done. So I had some experience about this agriculture, but my graduation in metallurgical engineering, so it was not related to agriculture. But then again, I went to the Pradhan, this Bastar. So major work we did in this agriculture farm sector, irrigation, vegetable farming, these all things. So there I got this more skill and the professional understanding, practical understanding about the agriculture. That developed my interest, and I got this confidence that the agriculture sector needs the professionals, sir, which it's the largest segment of our economy in terms of the population engaged, more than 45%. Despite that, it is not able to contribute to our economy more than 18%. So that is the issue which is there, and I think it requires the professionals to come and work there so that it can improve its productivity and share in our economy. That was that was one of the reason why I decided like okay, I got this interest, let's study it academically. Practically I knew, so I wanted to study it academically, and I also wanted to make it my plan B. If let's say that tomorrow I didn't clear, I wanted to rejoin the NGO, right? So I had to work in this segment, agriculture and these all things. If I don't join that, I have some land in my home, I can work in the agriculture. So that was my plan B ready. If not UPSC, then I will work in agriculture. So that way it is a more practical and suited decision for myself. Then coming to the strategy part, sir, paper 1 is not very difficult, like it's the general agriculture, but definitely at the same time we need to do a lot of value addition there. Like there is a report, doubling farmers income, Ashok Dalwai committee report is there. That is very handy to make our preparation. It covers everything of the paper 1. So good points, keyword, everything is there. So the major challenge was paper 2. It is biology. So their plant physiology is there. There is a plant breeding, genetics, then plant protection, the horticulture. These concepts are technical, pure science. The biological science is there. So that is the challenging part, I think. If any aspirant is able to tackle that part, I think the agriculture segment becomes easier. Why easier? Because it is more static. Once you prepare your static portion, you can use it in multiple times. Just the value addition is required. It's not that much current. I think very less current is there. Current affairs is almost one question. It will come in terms of the scheme in the paper 1. That's it. Then the current thing is not there. It is purely static. So once what you have to do is that syllabus reading. There are some standard books. Once you done that with that, there is the PYQ analysis one has to do in order to identify out of those syllabus topic what UPSC is asking. Based on that, one should prepare their own syllabus. Books might have given the syllabus, UPSC has given the syllabus, but within that topic also they ask the different dimensions, right? For example, if there is soil erosion topic is there, what we study is that the causes, remedies and the impact, these things we study. Sometimes they may ask like the soil erosion is specific to the arid region. That we might miss, but from the previous year question we identified like it has asked like the arid region, how it happens, right? So through that we prepare the index for ourselves for that particular chapter, right, through the PYQ and the syllabus given by the UPSC. And then we have the reference book, standard book, no issue with that, and we can get those content and prepare our own notes. Once we prepare our own notes of 2 page, 3 page on all the dimensions which we have created in our index, then we are done with it. What we have to do is that mug up those content and understand, and then mug up it and practice it to write, include some value addition like diagram, graph and these all things. Scientists' names are very important these days. We are doing that. Some organizations are there. For example, ICR is there. IARI is there. So some institution we quote. So that is the next level. That is the value addition. So if a student is able to do these things, I think we'll be able to score decently. It is not giving us more than 300, like the very high, like 320, these things, but it won't take you to 200 also. It keeps you between 250 to 290, 285, like I scored this time 271. So I feel this is the score which is not very high, but at the same time it's not very low also. So you can trust this optional. I mean, sometimes it happens, suppose your philosophy optional or this optional, sometimes it becomes subjective. This year you score 290, next year you might end up in 220 also. It happens, I know some of my friends. But this subject, like science subject, will keep you around 250 to 280. So you can be more predictable. That is the advantage. But yes, one disadvantage also I should definitely mention here is that test series, resources, these are limited. You need to put certain effort. But competition is less, because the paper 2030 will be there. So that much innovation is not required like you need for the anthropology and other. Second disadvantage is that it is not fetching you 300 plus 320 like that, but it is not, the advantage part is that it is not putting you into 220s or to 200 also. So I think that is there for the agriculture.
See, you said that we have made the notes from the standard books, because there is no availability of material. So standard books is the only way you can make notes, right? Can you tell some standard books from which you made the notes? Also, have you followed any material in the market?
Sir, standard books are there. I will share in the with the institute. It can be provided in the description box also. But some to mention, like for the plant breeding, genetics, we have the Fundan Singh book is there. Soil science is there. D.K. Das, very much standard. We follow that. Then the agronomy is there. Then for the horticulture, there is a book N. Kumar. So like that, there are some standard book. I'll provide the list. But apart from the standard book, some topics I have prepared from the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University notes are there. Then Engrahu University notes are there. So that is readily available on the internet. At the same time, there are ecourse.in. There is one website which has provided all the agriculture related concepts and the resources freely on the online, free of cost. It is available. That can be accessed. Now there are some coaching institutes which are providing the notes, but I have seen them from the freely available. At the same time, some of my friends have purchased that. I've seen that these are nothing but the copy paste of those online resources which are available, like the e-course as well as the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. Mostly what they have done is that they have copied some of the images from the Google and beautify it. But if you go to the core content part, it is same what is there in the Engrahu notes, and these notes are derived from the standard books. So basically standard books, and if you are following those freely university material, that is more than enough instead of investing 50,000 lakhs of rupees on this thing, sir.
Good. Ajay, see, as you said very beautifully, that you have taken agriculture optional because of two reasons. One reason is from childhood, your parents are farmers, you worked in the field. Second thing is Pradhan, NGO. When you worked it, you worked in the fields. But then you said that the optional that you learned in UPSC as an optional will be useful to you when you go back to Pradhan. So, and also, whenever I see you preparing agriculture optional, whenever I see your notes, you talk to me in those days from last few years, I felt that you are actually enjoying agriculture, enjoying it. And I always tell any UPSC aspirant that the journey which of maybe 3 years, 4 or 5 years of getting into the civils, getting the rank, that should be enjoyable. If it is not enjoyable, if it is burdensome, if they are all looking for the rank and not enjoying the journey, definitely they are wasting 4 or 5 years of their valuable time, valuable productive age. So in that aspect, I think you have done really great job. You chose an optional which is not under graduation, which has no relation with academics. Still you chose it because you enjoyed it. It is something I think we should learn, really everybody should learn. Because people are choosing the options which are easy. Though they are not enjoying it, they just want to get marks, or to liking the subject. I think that should change gradually. Now coming back, general studies. General studies is a very huge thing. Now let us divide into current affairs, static parts. Okay. Current affairs, let us come to current affairs. Current affairs generally takes up much of our time, preparation time. And many students these days, because many YouTube channels, many magazines, multiple newspapers, so you can easily, get lost in the current affairs and not get any time for other subjects. Tell me, what is your approach towards current affairs? And what is advice to the aspirants of how to limit their time on the current affairs, less inputs, more outputs, so that they can spend remaining time in static general studies, optional, CSAT, etc.
Sir, I'll start with my mistake which I made in the initial time about the current affairs. As I told you, I was not not doing hard work. It was not that case. I was not able to put my time on the right direction. That was the issue. So I used to spend a lot of time on the current affairs. But later on, I realized that putting more effort on the static is more beneficial than the current affairs. So that was the first mistake I was making, and that I changed. Number two, in the current affairs, sir, many times I felt myself that there is a feeling of something is missing, something is incomplete. And you always feel like I should read from that coaching institute material. That material is having this much content. That material is having the flow diagram. That is having another point, different dimension. So there is always something which is missing or something is lacking. So FOMO is there, sir. So that is what makes us like to read so many material. That was the mistake we should avoid, sir. We should stick to one magazine, any one institute, no matter what you are following. That is very important. Third thing is that newspaper reading. Newspaper reading, what we do is that invest 2 hours, 3 hours. I think that's a waste. I mean, 1 hour is enough to read the newspaper. We need to learn. Initially, it's difficult to identify which is important, which is not. But we need to learn as soon as possible to identify which topics and which articles are not at all important and which are important. So that we can spend very less time and cover it. Fourth is that making notes is a question many students ask also, and I also face like in the newspaper comes when we collect the newspaper and read it, it is scattered. So when we are making note, it's all about like how well you are organizing that content. That is a GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 plus essay plus optional. I used to divide into the 5 categories. I used to use that Google Sheet, and there I used to copy paste and use some content. I have used some tab and these things to arrange my notes. So in the current affairs, organizing the notes is very important, sir. Otherwise we won't be able to utilize it, because ultimately I say this that if any information, any knowledge we are gathering, and if you are not able to use that in the prelims and the solving MCQ, in the mains writing an answer, that is waste for us as an aspirant. So we can utilize only if it is well organized, then only we can utilize it properly. So for the current affairs, reading any magazine, if reading newspaper, only value-added points should be taken, not the complete article, and that should be organized paper-wise so that we can use it multiple times, not to use so many, not to spend too many hours. 1 hour is enough to do that. Initially, it will take definitely more hours, like 1.5 hours, 2 hours, but we need to learn which to read and which to skip. So by that 1 hour, we should bring it, that should be the strategy, sir.
So basically, we should be very specific about choosing what to write in the notes.
Yes, sir.
And limit the resources, just like any other subject, right? So now, Ajay, see here, you told several times that you have become stronger in economy or polity because of teaching. See, initially, when you came to our college in Vijayawada, you were a student preparing, taking mentorship, whatever. But then slowly I felt that you came to a level where you have better knowledge than me in all aspects. Then I felt that it is better if you actually spend time and teach to students and ask you. And you happily agreed. And though you came to us as a student to take mentorship, you started as a faculty after 2 years. And you became one of the best faculty in our college. And I found that you have put your entire heart and soul in teaching. You tried to deliver the best information, the best possible way to every student, to the last student also. So, teaching, the journey of teaching, how it helped you evolve your knowledge in civil services?
Sir, I would say that that was more of a mentorship I did, because I got mentorship. I was giving mentorship to the students. The best way it helped me to learn communication, sir. The kind of English you are listening right now, if you would have heard this in 2023, it would be very difficult for you to understand, right? And I was not that much confident also, and that's why I gave my 2 interviews in Hindi only. So this time in 2025, I gave my interview in English. So language doesn't matter. It didn't make huge change in my marks because of the language. I'm not saying that, but in terms of the confidence, in terms of how I communicate, drastically change. Number 2 is that sir, when you prepare for the long time, you lose interest. But when I did this mentorship and I took this subjects, started guiding the student, I kept my interest with respect to this preparation. I could sustain my preparation. So that way it helped. And third, definitely financially, it helped me to sustain not only myself, but to support my family who were struggling financially. So in these three way, and the fourth is that it strengthened my subject also. For example, economy, when I took this subject, I became more confident in the subject. And yeah, so I think these are the 4 aspects it helped me, sir.
And then you said your family financial background. I think your family has made some sacrifices, particularly waiting for a rank without pushing you to do any kind of, job outside, right? So tell me the biggest sacrifice your family made for you.
Sir, I mean, I think this all has to be mentioned, like the thinking of those parents. My parents are not that educated. They have not crossed 10th class also. But my mother used to tell my father, not in, I heard this, like the sab log ghar bana rahe hain. In villages now, building the pakka house is the symbol of your progress. Right, I mean people will judge you, your neighbors, everyone कि ये लोग तो अभी भी पक्का घर नहीं बनाए हैं, अभी भी मिट्टी के घर में खप्पर वाले घर में रह रहे हैं. And so my mother has this conversation. We used to hear this from mother. So she used to tell us whenever we were at home, like सब लोग पक्का घर बना रहे हैं, हम ही लोग नहीं बना रहे हैं. Means everybody is building that pakka house. We are still in the one part is fallen during rainfall, water is coming from that roof. So those were the thing. But my father had this belief that we are investing on our foundation. I mean, that is very rare, sir. I mean, it's not to praise that, but I really admire that thinking. Not because he is my father. For any person coming from that village where very few people got this kind of success, and or the very low importance is given to the health education of their children, because the output return is, gestation period is very long actually. They have to invest for 12 years, 13 years, more than that also. Then all they will get some return, and there is no guarantee because success rate is very less, right? Many got education but they didn't get job or anything. So instead of building the house, they invested that money on education of their kids. I mean, that is very unique, and that paid them, sir. I mean, it's not easy. I think that is one of the sacrifice. Why? Because they are facing the social some pressure, but they are handling it, and they are still investing, not building home. They could have done that. पक्का घर तो बना ही सकते थे जितना खेती से जो भी आता था, but they invested still on the education, right? And today that my sister, my younger sister is an engineer, sir. I mean, she is working as in a formal sector as an engineer in Jindal Power Limited in the Raigad only, and she did engineering and did that. And then my brother is the only MBBS doctor from my village, and he is serving in the government of Chhattisgarh as a medical officer in one of the public health center, and now one of their child has become an administrator. So I mean, that's not, I have worked with a lot of tribal household, rural areas. I have seen my own village. That is something very, I'm seeing our family from outside and observing this as very unique, sir. So that is the kind of thinking which is required, because I feel that the only thing which brought me from there to here and having this conversation, having this confidence, and getting whatever we call it, like the rank and this all thing, is because of education. And that education I could get because of that thinking, that mentality. If they have decided, no, ab jao, bail charao, because our agriculture was there, no, you go and see the farm, no, you go and get the milk, no, you go and plug the tomato, bring home. So they could have done that, and I should have done that point of time, but they didn't send us for that, sir. Only when we had these holidays, we used to do that, but they prioritized. They used to say, you study, we will do that. So I remember those days, sir. It is very rare. So that is the sacrifice they made as parents, and I think that was this whole thing, what success, if we call this rank, it belongs to them only, sir. Otherwise, it was not possible.
See, one thing you said, your parents has 3 kids. You, younger brother and sister. You are an engineer and now civil servant. Your brother, first doctor from the village. You are first civil servant from your community. And sister also, first girl to become an engineer. First girl.
From my village? Yes.
So now if you observe, see, there are some parents who actually understand the importance of education. They send their children to school, college, whatever. That's one dimension. But here, the unique thing is, all the 3 children in the family came out successful in respective fields. That means there is a common mindset running in all 3 of you. One mindset, one kind of perception, one dedication, hard work, which is different from getting education. Getting education, there are many people who get education. but they may not be really good at education. They just go to the college. Tell me, what in your parents is so different that they're able to make all their three kids so successful in education or in the careers?
I don't know what is special or not, but we have seen them struggling, sir. I think my siblings also have seen that. It was not easy to educate, no? Because for a farming family who doesn't have irrigation facility, we get the income once. And I remember that time we used to get 1 lakh or something from the agriculture, and that too once you will get in a whole year. But your kids needs the money, right? Regularly, because every month they have to, they're studying outside, so they need some pocket money, and then the fees has to be paid. So we have seen them taking the loans from the different places, putting their gold somewhere, like the Manappuram gold loan, and then getting the money, and then working sometime as laborers also when the money was not there. So I think we have seen them struggling a lot. We have seen certain stages of our life in which some of the dominant people from our village have persecuted us and did some violence against us in front of our eyes. So as kids, we have grown, and myself, I have seen those things because what happens is that in the villages, there is a muscle power which works. If you have the muscle power, you can grow. But if you don't have the muscle power, you need to have 3-4 brothers, then it brings the muscle power. Then you need to have certain body also, and those all things you have to fight. Because FIR, you will say if they do violence, you should do FIR. FIR doesn't work in the villages, sir, because you have to live in that community. No, you can't leave that. So they will come back and they will torture you, right? And they will isolate you in the village. So it's not like if they do something, you go and the FIR. That's not possible in the villages. So what option you have? You need to have that muscle power. We didn't have. My father was a single male child, and my grandfather was also a single male child, but they were progressive. They were having the progressive mentality. So whenever they used to do any different thing and used to progress, and there are people who are there who don't want you to grow, and that might not be seen in the urban areas, but I have seen that. So that is one of the part of reality of this world. In my world, it has happened. We have experienced extreme form of violence. Yes, we have experienced that. So, but as a child, what you will do when you don't have the body also? I mean, we are kids and we don't have that muscle power. So what option you have? You tell me. Other than education, what you can do? You can only study. You can only study hard like anything, so that something will happen, because that's the only thing you can do. You can't go and fight with them. So I won't say that was the motivation behind clearing this civil service and these all things, but yes, it was there that okay, our parents are struggling a lot, so we should study to pay them back. So I think that mentality was there in my brother also and my sister also, they are doing a lot, and we should not let them down. So that somehow helped them, and they saw me also. Maybe I got good things in the school, colleges, and we supported each other. I took education loan, and I used to get the scholarship from Chhattisgarh government. I used to give that scholarship for my brother's NEET coaching, and my NIT school college used to be financed through that education loan. So we supported each other. And then when I left my job, my sister was handling my home. When I was in the job in Pradhan, I used to handle household, whatever debt we had, I cleared. Then something is stabilized, then my sister got the job. So then she told me that now you leave your job. My brother also got the admission in the government medical college. So now they told me now you leave your job, you go for the civil services, and now I will take care. So my sister was taking care of my home because she got the job, and she was giving me pocket money also sometime when I was not having the earning. So that way it was there were some invisible understanding. We were not communicating these all things. It was not said. I don't know my parents knows or not that we have witnessed, we have experienced, we have seen, and we have this kind of emotion. What happened? We never shared that. But deep inside it was there, sir.
And you clearly said that there was a painful scene in your life, early childhood. Actually, if your life is made into a movie, there are many painful scenes, right? painful scenes which actually might be imprinted in your mind, and as you work hard for UPSC or for that matter anything in life, those scenes keep coming back in your mind. Are they the scenes which actually push you?
I mean,
The violence done by villagers against your family is something I think that is deeply in your mind, right?
it is there, sir.
And one kind of revenge that you have taken against them is through education.
Not
The revenge you have taken is by your own development. Your own growth is the revenge, right?
yes, sir. We focused on ourselves because that was the only thing we thought like that we can empower, we can stabilize, we can gain the respect. It was not said anywhere. It was not like we planned, we discussed, we will educate, then we will take the revenge. Nothing. It was like the individually people, my brother, I took that responsibility, like we should educate. But it was not like, sir, you can't sustain things like this preparation through that revenge mentality, right? There are, as I told, Bastar is a story which gave me the inspiration. And there I realized, sir, earlier I used to blame the society. Like, why it is happening with me? Everyone, there was the situation when the people came to burn our house. They made the slogans like the bring all the kids, cut them into pieces. These all things happened. These are not like the exaggeration thing. This has happened. But the thing is, it was a long journey, sir. I used to blame like this is because of the society. They are doing us injustice against us. These all things. But when I went to the Bastar, I found like that there are more vulnerable people than me. There are more suffering. People are suffering from poverty. There is more violence is there. Women are suffering much higher than that. So I felt like that I'm not only one. It is like some serious issue is there in the society. So that there I learned that it's not like to blame a particular myself, it has happened with myself only. These are the people, many people are there which are suffering, who are suffering and suffering more than us. So then this revenge thing and this all thing was not there, sir. It was like the working for such people. Like there are so many like us for whom, if God has given us such some skill, some privilege in terms of getting education and this all thing, now I think I should give it back to them who could not get it.
See, now let us come back to prelims examination, because prelims is nearing almost like 1.5 months away. Prelims exam, and prelims has become very dicey, difficult. Even those candidates who got the rank again are failing the prelims examination. Leave CSET. Let us talk about later. Paper 1. Paper 1. Tell me what was your strategy, or tell me your advice for the candidates who could not clear prelims examination repeatedly, though they are working very hard. Give some tips, suggestions from your experience. What have you done that really helps clear prelims examination?
Number 1, 4 subject has to be very good. Polity, economy, history, geography. That part should be the knowledge based part. Your knowledge, your fundamental of basics should be clear, right? So that should be done. Now, how to do that? First, what one should do is that there are certain, for example, I'm taking the economy. So what I have to do is that first I'll read the economy, whatever topic, let's say I'll divide into 2 sections, or I'll read the whole economy, let's say. And then what I will do, I'll write the test. I write the test, and then I have to identify, I have to analyze the test there properly, like which subtopic I'm lacking. Many times what happens is that we lack the subtopic wise analysis of our test which we give. For example, in economy there are around 7-8 subtopics are there where the UPSC asks. One of them is the monetary policy and RBI function. Fiscal policy is there, external sector is there, then national income is there, inflation topic is there, agriculture is there, industry is there. Like this, there are 7-8 topics are there, right? Now what happens is that many times we say that my economy is weak. Suppose I am scoring out of 200 like 70, 60 if you are scoring. Then what we say that my economy is weak. But when you see deeper into the economy, you will find that you are good in the national income, you are good in the fiscal policy, but you are very bad in the money in the banking. But when we analyze, or when we revise, what we do that we take again that economy book and start from the national income, fiscal policy, monetary policy and everything, that means we are not targeting where we are lack. What we are taking is that we are taking everything equally. So that way our gaps remains like that only, and our strength is already the strength. So what one should do is that identify which subtopic we are weak. For example, now what I will do is that, suppose out of 5 questions came from national income, I got all 5 correct. 15 question came from fiscal policy, I got 13 correct, 2 only wrong. But monetary policy, 20 question came, I could solve only 10 question, 10 right, 10 wrong. That means what I should do? I should go for the monetary policy topic and revise that more thoroughly, right? So that, I think, micro level analysis is lacking. That should be done by the aspirant. Number 2, for the other subject. Now this is the static part. It should be followed. Second part is the dynamic part, sir. Environment, science tech, international relation, especially that mapping and this part. So this part and the current affairs, these 4 segments should be like the static less, current affairs more. What people are doing is that the reading the environment so deeply, the static part. But now compare the Lakshmikant with the, let's say, any book of Shankar IAS or any book of environment. Now you are spending the same, giving the same weightage to both static. But here the static 80% are static, 20% are current. Here 20% are static, 80% are correct. But the investment in the static part both are same. Then how can you expect the same strategic? It's not strategic, right? So here 20% time I should give for the static and 80% I should give for the current by analyzing the PYQ. That is for the CSAT, science tech, environment, current affairs, international relations, sir. So I think we need to divide this all 8 subject into the 2 segment. One is the complete static, one is the dynamic, and having the different approach for both of them in terms of how much weightage we are giving. But the test analysis would be same. To identify the subtopics and micro topics is very crucial, sir. Then only you can analyze the subject deeply and comprehensively. Otherwise, overall we will be thinking my polity is weak, my economy is weak. That won't help you to improve.
So, writing exams, analyzing where you are weak, and once you understand that, spending more time on that, and having limited books resources are some of the things that you spoke about, right? However, many students, though they follow most of these things, they fail repeatedly. They don't know where exactly wrong. In such cases, mentorship programs are really helping out. Mentorship programs. Civil services coaching is for people who are starting new. For example, at our academy also, we give coaching for those who newly start. However, those who attend the exam twice, thrice, but fail repeatedly, for them mentorship is best, right? And in this mentorship, we have designed a mentorship program called Margdarshan. You are also part of it. In this mentorship program, do you think we are addressing all these things?
Sir, one thing is the issue which I faced also is that sometimes it becomes very confusing. People say like you should be strategic. People say like you should focus on this, but that self-conviction doesn't come, sir. I mean, we feel like we don't get that confidence. Actually, what I'm thinking is important. Is it really important? Am I missing something? That thought keeps on coming. At that point, if there is one person who has this experience of clearing prelims and this means and at least clearing prelims, if they are able to tell like okay, this you can leave, focus on this thing, with that conviction, if they are able to tell, then you get the clarity, okay, I have to do this only. They are able to tell us like you should follow these resources enough. So that with the conviction, if they are able to tell. And third thing is that they are able to help us to prioritize our plan. Suppose 10 hours I am studying, they are able to strategize me. Okay, you should give 4 hours to this subject, 2 hours to this, 2 hours to this. And this 1 month you should make plan like this. If somebody is able, who is the experience, it makes my life easy, sir. I won't be distracted. Otherwise, things will become like the trial and error. And I think that is the part where the Margdarshan program, which you mentioned, addresses these all things. Here we have like I was also the part, and still I'm the part of it. Like Vasanti ma'am is there, who is the ranker, right? I mean the forest ranker. I mean, she has cleared so many times like the forest prelims, and we know that the clearing forest prelims, how tough. So even I have cleared the forest prelims, and then the Harish is there who has cleared the forest prelims. I don't think like this kind of luxury is available in the, at least in Hyderabad. I am here from last 1 year, so I have seen this. So these kind of I mean, the aspirants are there who have cleared prelims multiple times. Now, if they are guiding us to strategize first, which I said, create the plan, daily plan, they are helping us to create the monthly plan. Second, they are telling the student like okay, what to follow, what not to follow, what to study within that topic, what not to do study. And then when they are writing the test, they are helping to analyze also. We have created a separate sheet to analyze each question, why you are making mistake. In first round, what is your efficiency? Second round solving, what is efficiency? Third round, which helps you to solve the more number of questions. And then the subtopic wise, how you judge the different topic to get the efficiency subtopic wise. For example, I'll give you one example of this polity. We have given the micro text in our prelims crash course here. So there what we have done is that the constitutional framework is the umbrella topic we created. Within that we have created a subtopic like the fundamental rights subtopic is there, then DPSP, fundamental duty, and then the center state relation. Like this we have created the subtopic. Now there what we are doing is that how many number of questions asked from this subtopic, then how many student attempt, I mean how many questions student has attempted, how many they mark correct, how many they mark they incorrect, what is the efficiency. Now what you know, the sir, very interestingly how students are able to identify. One student identified that okay, she has scored more than 80% efficiency in the fundamental right, but her efficiency in the center state relation is below 50%. Now she is able to understand, sir, like okay, I don't need to work much on the fundamental right, I need to work on the center state relation, isn't it? So that is helping her. But for another student, what is that? Fundamental right is weak, but center state she did well. So my point here is that they are getting the individualized strategic inputs, and this all are scientific. You tell me, sir, what is the other way of improvement? It is the best way, na, that you are able to identify your weakness.
The two weakness not in subject but topic wise.
Yes.
For example, just because we get less marks in economy does not mean we weak in economy.
Yes.
In economy, which part are we weak?
Yes.
So see, in that aspect, I should really thank you, thank Vasanthya, IFS Rank 50, because all of you are part of our Sarat Chandra IAS Academy team, and you have really spent valuable time, and wherever you have faced challenges in the past, you are able to bring the experience and design our Margdarshan, the mentorship program, Prelims test series, crash course. So see, you, Vasanthi, Harish, the challenges you faced in the past, we are able to bring all those things and put them in these programs, which I think is really useful to most of the students and aspirants, the candidates. Same with the Prelims mains coaching also. In the very first attempt, it is definitely possible to clear UPSC examination, provided along with the coaching, they get the proper mentorship, yes, test series, proper revision, all these things. Yeah. Now see, Ajay, mains answer is one of the biggest challenges. Some people are very strong in mains. They fail in prelims repeatedly, but strong in mains. But there are many candidates who are clearing prelims examination many times, but continuously failing in mains. So tell me, for such a candidate, what would you say, and what was your strategy for mains, because of which you got very good, marks? Optional, you already told. About general studies, essay writing, we'll come back to it. But general studies, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, what was your strategy?
Sir, the biggest mistake, if you're failing continuously in the mains, please check, are you addressing the demand of the question or not? If you're failing for 2-3 times in the mains, that means you are not lacking the content. What we are lacking that point is that we are not writing our content as per the demand of the question. That can be the most important reason. Second reason might be possible that you're not writing neatly. I won't say that we have to write sundar, that is the beautiful, but it should be the neat, it should be saf, right? I mean, so that part should also be worked. Third thing is that the content, sir, I mean the content is the king, definitely. But after a time, what happens is that in this attempt, what happened, because we are addressing for those aspirants who are reaching the mains multiple times, it was the problem for me because I was having more content and I could write very little. So it was becoming difficult for me in that way. It was not opposite. Earlier I used to have less content, and I could not feel the paper. Now it was like the feeling the paper, it is going beyond the limit. So there the prioritization of the point becomes very crucial, sir. I mean,
When I evaluated your papers and saw them initially, there was a lot of difference. I think you picked up the points. You changed a lot, right? For a period of time.
so that was the, for example, I remember one of the input in, I was getting very less in the GS3. So that the question was on the how demand I was not addressing. For example, I exactly remember in that our old building it was that. So the question was on the this global value chain, how the textile sector facing challenges to meet the competitiveness in the global supply chain. It was there. So I wrote so many points, diagram, dimension, everything about the textile sector facing challenges. But I miss what to link the challenges of textile sector in the global. I don't know whether you have remembered or not. Me and Vishal were there. So that how it is linked with the global supply chain. I miss that. Actually, I could not bring those aspects. So that input actually helped me not only for that question. That question is one symbol, sir, but that gives you the understanding that how you should write, right? No, sir. Here only in Hyderabad, in our old building. That
Okay.
so there you said like the textile sector changing the language of our answer such a way that it addresses that question demand. So such kind of input, which I made the first point also, writing as per the demand of the question is very important. At the same time, when I wrote like let's say that I wrote the point of the raw material at the bottom. So what was the input? That it should be the top point, right? Let's say that basically that there what you learn is that the prioritization of the point is also very important, and then comes the value addition. These all things I think all of us are doing it. So these are,
and you have there are some points which I told you. You have made a note and you have kept on the wall, right?
yeah, sir, that of so many.
So actually, one thing, Ajay, I appreciate you is you take up the points from what others say very positively. When somebody criticizes you or tells you what changes you have to make, you will take them positively. If you find some of them useful, you will make a note of it and you'll paste it on the wall and see it repeated, right? I think that actually made you remember those points, consciously use them while writing the answers. And in answers, see, actually, for the viewers, I can tell, Ajay Gupta has taken some mains answering sessions also in the YouTube, in our Sarat Chandra IAS Academy channel in the YouTube. There are many mains answer writing sessions you have taken. If they see those videos also, they'll understand what is your strategy of mains answer writing.
Yes.
The value addition, how do you add data, points, statistics, current affairs, introduction, how do you write, how do you enrich your answer, address the demand of the question, multiple dimensions, side headings, all these things I think they can understand better rather than this interaction. If they just type Ajay Gupta mains answer writing strategy, I think they'll get many videos, right? Your videos. Yeah, they can see that. Okay, now see, coming about essay. Essay writing, you face some challenges. Finally, you are able to improve it a lot. Tell me your strategy for essay writing. Your strategy for essay writing.
Yes, sir. Sir, essay writing, this time I scored 119, I think, which is a good score, we say, compared to the previously. Last time I got 94. So a substantial improvement of almost 25 marks I made. What changed and the strategy I followed is that in essay writing, one thing is that the pastel dimension has become outdated, sir. I mean, you need to bring the genuine arguments. I mean, it's not like political, economic, social. We have to go beyond that, like creating the arguments of those sentences. Second is that definitely we know that the starting with some anecdote, that is very common, but bringing some like the present relevance, how the even if it is a philosophical essay, how it is present in the present time, how it is relevant, if we are able to mention that, and then following certain principles. And again, that my essay writing classes are available on the YouTube also of our channel Sarat Chandra IAS Academy. So there also they can follow, students can follow like how I have done that. So more importantly, like how much argument we are able to make and generate the original points, like the original ideas, instead of writing the politically, socially, economically, and these all things. Initially it is good, but as you mature, you need to bring the genuine dimension of the philosophical topic, and that I think is rewarded by UPSC, sir.
True. So essay writing, every 3-4 years, somebody brings in a strategy, everyone follows it. For example, he is the topper of UPSC, he comes with a strategy, his strategy works out, he gets very good marks. Then everybody comes and follows strategy. After 3-4 years, it is outdated. Now I come with something new. So see, like that, not only essay writing, in general studies, optional, everything, we cannot follow the strategy of somebody who was a topper 6-7 years ago. In UPSC, things are dynamic. So everybody has to have their originality. You cannot blindly copy a topper. Generally, we can see many toppers copies in the Google, but we cannot blindly copy them. We have to see what we can adapt to, and we should have our own ideas. Tell me, in general studies or essay writing, mains answer writing, tell me your own ideas, your own, originally what ideas have you brought into the answer writing, which you think really worked out for you?
Original ideas, and I have not done a lot of innovation, sir. I try to keep it simple. Initially I was trying to do the innovations, but I think we need to go for the basics, not to do extraordinary. We should not try to be extraordinary. That is the one thing I did, I think. Some examples I definitely collected from my ground level experience I had. For example, irrigation project, case studies I used to put in the agriculture and others. That was the thing. But more importantly, the guidance which I got from you in mains answer writing, sticking to the demand of the question, prioritizing the point, using the right value addition at the right point. So that kind of input, regular evaluation, not like the one-time evaluation, but the frequent evaluation actually helped me to improve my marks substantially from 324 in one attempt in 2021, I think, and this time I got 405 in the GS. So such improvement could possible because of that regular evaluation and the inputs from you, sir.
Now, coming to interview, you are the best person to tell how to score more interview, because you have gone thrice for interview and twice you got very good marks. This time also you got very good marks. Tell me, what did you understand UPSC expecting from the personality test? So forget about what kind of questions you got, how you answered, how you prepared, leave all those things. Tell me, as you have gone to interview for almost 3 consecutive years, okay? Tell me, according to you, what UPSC is looking for in interview, what we should address exactly, what should be a candidate should give to the board members so that they will be impressed, okay, here is the person whom we want to select. Anything like that according to you?
First, confidence, sir. One should be very much confident in what they are speaking. Second is that whatever they're the trying to convey, they should be honest and convey it with the knowledge, sir. Sometimes we try to bluff and give the answers. That is not requirement of the UPSC. I think they are seeing the people who are ready to accept that they don't know. So it's okay to say don't know. Third is that they're not checking our knowledge. They're checking or what you answer. They're checking the personality which is getting reflected through that answer. For example, if a person, if they ask like what is the difference between Russia is saying that it's the special operation into the Ukraine, and others are saying it's invasion. What is the difference between why they are saying is special operation, not invasion or the war? Now, if somebody is not very clear what they should say, they should say that I'm not sure. But many times what you say, it's a general question. Like we can guess something like the special operation because they think something we can answer, but we may not be specifically knowing. So in certain situations, we should say that yes, I don't know about this. I'm not sure about it, like that. So we should be honest there. So that reflects that the person is able to convey that what they know and what they don't know. So I think that is also the thing they try to see, sir. In more focus, generally we try to give on the what dress we are having, tie is good or not. So I think those are not very important. What is important is that how well you communicate with them. And in this process of understanding this interview, the mocks which I gave, multiple mocks, 1-to-1 mocks, and the panel mocks here in the academy with you, 1-to-1 I had, and then inputs which I got, I think that was really helpful in understanding the demand of the UPSC interview and performing well in the interviews.
And in UPSC interview, really, do you think preparation helps for interview to score high marks interview?
Some basic thing definitely we should know if you have written the interest, hobby or something like that. So fundamental definitely we should know. It's not like you are going completely blindly. It should not be there, because what happens is that though people say that I said like the knowledge doesn't matter, but knowledge brings the confidence, right? If let's say you're saying the sorry sir I don't know, sorry sir I don't know for 5 times, 100% it will decline our confidence. So certain level of knowledge of current affairs, what is going on, and about your DAF, you should be knowing those things. So that preparation is required for that, and that knowledge will definitely bring. If not, the knowledge will not give you the marks, but that will give you the confidence, and that confidence will give you the marks, I think.
So Ajay, I feel among all the UPSC rankers, there are few who have come from very humble background, local languages till 12th class government schools, no support system. Still, they might have got very good ranks. One among them. So definitely, your journey is success story. See, compared to those candidates who are from cities, urban areas, have good upbringing, have support system, English medium schools, access to much information at childhood. For them, getting rank is one thing. Without any access, no mobile connection also, no support also, getting rank is one different thing. So tell me, from such kind of background, if you have to come and get rank in some examination, what different you should do? Do you really think your basics are very strong in school days? Do you really think from first class to 12th class in the school days? I think you might have just memorized, rote learning, by hearted, like that only, right? It's not that you have got strong basics, practical learning methodology, nothing like that, right? So in your life, where actually have you changed? What is the place where you changed from such kind of by hearting to understanding, analytical thinking?
I think I got that in college only, NIT.
College, okay.
Yes. But if you, sir, definitely challenges are there. If you come from the humble background and you don't have this much financial support, and then the family responsibility comes, right? I mean, when you're seeing that the condition is not good and you get educated, you feel burden of helping them. Definitely that happens, not only with me, anyone with such condition will definitely feel it. When we are in certain situation and we are not getting help, the financial issue comes, sir, because for preparation and these things, some money definitely you need now. So as well as the guidance is lacking, sir, because you don't have, as I said, role models and who have given this UPSC attempt and went to these kind of stages. You don't have that luxury also. So what I was privileged in that way, sir. Though I was financially and this issue was there, but I was really privileged in terms of getting the support. So that way I'm a rich person, you can say. So but one thing I will definitely tell to those who feel that they also come from the humble background and they don't have those luxury of finances and support, you have to go out and seek support. You need to put that effort. You need to have that intent that I want to. You need to, matlab, haath pair to marna padega. I mean, you can't just sit and say like the people will come and help me, right? You have to show that intent. You have to put that effort, whether you are rote learning and whatever. But you need to have like, मेरे को बनना है ये IAS बनना है, मेरे को चाहिए help. I would say like go and meet collector today. Not 5 times go. Sit in front of the collector office and say, sir, I want to become IAS. Like guide me. If there is no one around you. That is the only person who is the IAS we know, right? So my point here is that definitely they will understand, okay, something is there in the person, right? And that person will connect with some probationer, some person, and to get the guidance. If not one collector, go to the another person. My point here is that we can't be at the comfort zone, sir. We didn't get that luxury of finances and this all thing, and we'll say like things will come to me and I'll get all the way. It is not going to happen. We have to get the humiliation. If they're humiliating, we have to face it, and we have to come out. and put our effort in these all things. So best thing is that we need to seek help. If one person is not helping, second is not helping, third. But never afraid. Many times what happens is, sir, we afraid to seek help. I learned many this after I got the rank. Also, I called my seniors also and seek like the what is going to happen after this. How when the interview, this training call and these all things happen. What happens in the training? I met some of the officer. How is the service where I'm going to go? So, my point here is that we should try to learn from others. There is a hesitation I have felt in my life. I was hesitating also to seek help. क्यों मैं पूछूं यार, मेरे को नहीं पूछना है, क्या सोचेगा वो, what they will think, they will judge me, you don't have capability, how can you think about IAS, they will judge us like that. But let them judge, but we have to go, sir. And that is the message I want to give for those who feel like that they don't have this kind of luxury. If they are watching it, they should go and seek help from whatever without thinking about humiliation and these all things.
Good, Ajay. All the best with your career. You will be a very great officer.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.